Hello, all you coin collectors out there, and welcome to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today, we're going to take a look at some 10 pence or 10p coins from the United Kingdom or Great Britain. And we're going to see that the United Kingdom has kind of a weird relationship with the 10p coins. They started them in 1968, kind of pre-decimalization, when the pound was still worth 240 pence. And then they kind of moved their way up through decimalization, and then after decimalization they made them like once in a while. It was just kind of weird how they sometimes they made them, sometimes they didn't. So let's take a look at some of them and see when they made them and how they made them and when they didn't. Let's start with this top one here. This one here is in 1968, the first year they introduced the 10p coin. Just a magnificent coin, DG Reg FD 1968. Elizabeth II, she's wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. And this coin is a copper nickel coin, weighs 11.3 grams, has a beaded inner rim, has a reeded edge, and it says 10 new pence on the back because they wanted to differentiate the fact that this was not worth 10 pence under the 240 pence per pound system. This was worth 10 new pence, or 1/10 of a pound. And we see the crowned lion on the back here. The front, of course, is the Arnold Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth, the second portrait. And the back, again, is part of the crest of England, and it's a Christopher Ironside reverse on here. Well, they made this coin from 1968 until 1981, and then from 1982 to 1991, this is what they made. Right here, nothing. For 11 years, 10 years, I'm sorry, they didn't make any. From 1982 to 1991, they made no 10 pence coins or 10 new pence coins or 10 any pence coins. Then in 1992, they came out with this, the smaller 10 new pence, or the small 10p, and you can see that it's significantly smaller than the old 10p. Actually has a different portrait of Queen Elizabeth on it. She's wearing a crown in this case, and not the tiara from the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland. And this is the George IV state diadem that she's wearing. This is the third portrait in so-called small type. Again, Elizabeth II, DG Reg FD 1992. And on the back we see the same Christopher Ironside's engraving, but we see that they changed it from new pence to 10 pence. So here's the 1992. And in 1992, they made 1.4 billion of these. 1.4 billion. What does that mean? That's almost as many as they made between 1968 and 1991. They only made about 18 billion over those 24 years. And then in 1 year, they made, 1.8 billion, I'm sorry. And then in 1 year, they made 1.4 billion. So they made almost as many in 1992 as they had made in all the years since it was introduced. And that's because they were changing the size, they were changing it from new pence to 10 pence, and they were getting rid of all of the old new pence coins. So in 1992, they put this coin out, and it is a Raphael David McCloof front. This is Raphael David McCloof engraving on the front, the third portrait, so-called small type. In the next coin that they put out was in 1998. And that 1998 coin had the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth, but they changed some things on it. So instead of, see how it starts Elizabeth II DG on this side? So they put the DG Reg FD 2001. So that it's the same size, but they changed the size of the type, the size of the portrait, and they changed down here. You see that they actually have the engraver's initials, Ian Rank Broadley's initials on here, down at the bottom. This coin, again, is a copper nickel coin. Again, has a reeded rim, and again has the Christopher Ironsides crowned lion on the back. In this particular coin they made from 1998 until 2008. Now the present coin, and that's the one we had here first, it's not really the present coin, but it kind of is, and it's a kind of a fun coin for me. This is the present or the current image on the coin, and it's a Jody Clark image, and we see that right here, JC for Jody Clark, and we see that it's a different image of the queen, and it's weird because she's gone back to a different crown. So let's take a look at this. So on this one, she wore the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland. On this one, she's back to the George the Fourth. On this one, she's got the George the Fourth. George the Fourth, Girls of Great Britain and Ireland, George the Fourth, and then back to the original one, Girls of Great Britain and Ireland. So they went Girls of Great Britain and Ireland, then they went George the Fourth, then they went Girls of Great Britain and Ireland, then they went George the Fourth. And just kind of I'm not sure why they bounced, but they also changed almost everything on the front here. And the reason they changed it all is because this is the funny one. This is the 2018. This is the one you cannot find in your change, even though the Royal Mint says they put a bunch of them into circulation. It is the A to Z 10 pence coin, and I actually put the X down. My favorite of the A to Z 10 pence coins, and it's the X marks the spot. We got the pirate ship, we got the land, the islands somewhere, we got the map with the dotted lines, and the X marks the spot. Now this coin is a shiny one, but it's still the same nickel-plated steel as the current coin. So they went from in 2008, I'm sorry, they made the last of the last copper nickel, and then they moved to nickel-plated steel, and that's what this one here is. And you can see it's a shiny as all get out, and this is one that is not. I didn't get the general circulation coin because I haven't been able to find one, and I haven't talked to anybody who has. But the Royal Mint assures us that they put some into general circulation. So that's the A to Z coin, or the Great British Coin Hunt coin. All right, that's all we have today from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Good luck finding the 10p coins out there, and please subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.